Welcome back, everyone. Today, as you see, we're in a different setting than usually, and I'm going to be talking about the most important thing that I've ever done in my life, which is even far more important than losing weight, which is how I was able to quit playing video games. I'm not exaggerating, but maybe you can relate to me, but I was a vivid gamer. Like, my parents, especially my dad, like this guy would used to think, and he wanted to sign me up to go on these programs on television where these like psychology experts, they come around to see if your child is like actually addicted to video games because they thoroughly believe that I had an addiction. And I was like, nah, shut up, man. There's no way that I'm addicted and stuff. But looking back, I was pretty fucking addicted. And you're probably saying the same, like, nah, I'm just playing like an hour a day, 2 hours a day. But I was very shocked when I literally just looked at the PlayStation stats. You can do that on the internet. And it's like I was spending maybe 8 to 9 hours a day playing video games. I'm fucking up my sleep and stuff. So I used to play video games the entire day, and the reason for that is because I had not much going on outside of these games. Because you have to understand, like, I was everything in video games. I, like, not to brag or something, but I was pretty good. Like, there was this particular game that if there wasn't esports, I could guarantee that I would be playing at the top of the world within that game. That's how good I was. But fuck that the esports never came. So yeah, what did I gain? Nothing, like Andrew Tate said. So all right, and the thing is, I used to love the video game character version of me more than I love the one on the outside who was actually controlling everything. Because there was this one particular game that I loved, which was Ark Survival Evolved. And in that game, I was a tribe leader, and I had a bunch of teammates who pretty much like functioned under me. And you have to understand, like, this thing that happens in your brain where you're like a leader. My character was super buff, muscular, strong, a leader. Like, just, it's the perfect human. It's like literally like a Adonis figure, like something who's like top 1% of the world. That's why I was inside the video game, but outside I was a fucking loser. And you know, the thing is, I really, like, I did not want to quit, because if I quit, then there was nothing really happening outside of my life. And when that happens, then obviously you will play video games, because what else are you gonna do? Like, sit around the entire day and do fucking nothing? No, at least you should be playing games and, practicing so you can make it inside the esports or be better for your teammates. And that is the entire reason that I personally found. I never did any research, none of that bullshit. This is just my empirical knowledge. The reason why you cannot quit video games and why I was not able to do it is because you have nothing going for you on the outside. The same was for me. I only had these video games. Very smart. I'm very, like, I was good at school. Didn't really need to study much to get good grades. So I could spend most of my day playing video games. So there are let's say there are two components that are necessary for you to quit your video game addiction. So number one is find a new purposeful activity, and I'm going to be explaining that later. And the second part is a little bit secret, and I'm only going to be explaining that once the first part is over. So make sure you tune in and don't click away. Also, fucking watch the video. Don't go to the comments, even though there's nothing there. So, to find your new activity, it's very easy, but it's gonna sound so supernatural or something. You're not gonna believe how you do this. So, for one day, just have to trust me. One day is not a lot of time. That's 24 hours. I don't want you to have a phone on you. The only thing that I want you to do is to do any activity that you would have been able to do without electronic devices. So what I want you to do is go on a walk. Like, how long has it been since you've done that? For me personally, that would have been years going on a walk. So go on a walk through the park, look at the leaves, watch the ducks in the pond, maybe even bring some bread with you and throw it at the ducks. Then you could go to the swimming pool in the evening, and then there's probably a sauna there, and you have like these things where you put your feet in the feet massage and the cold shower. You go do those things. You should realistically be meditating at that time, like 15 to 20 minutes. Maybe like grab a football, go to the field and play some, shoot at the goal, see if you can make some beautiful Yeah, if you can net some beautiful goals and stuff, find activities that you don't need a phone for. So do something fun. If you have a dog, I don't have a dog, but if you have a dog, that would be a good one to take him across the park. Don't take your AirPods with you. Like, leave those things at home. Just do it with yourself, with your peace at mind, with just your mind and yourself. Like, don't bring any of this bullshit with you. And automatically, like, this is so fucking crazy. Automatically, your brain will start feeding you ideas as to what you can do. As soon as your brain is not distracted by bullshit, it'll give you purposeful activities that you can follow. And in my case, I quit video gaming only after that I lost a bunch of weight, and my brain kept feeding me these ideas of that I had to make a YouTube channel, which is this one, where I share as much knowledge as I have with you guys on the camera, because that is the purposeful activity that I have to chase, teaching others to do what I did, because I don't want you guys to live the way that I did. That is my purposeful activity right now, and I'm following that. And like, so how do you, and like, once you find this activity, I want you to spend the majority of your time that you have in a day available doing that activity. And I'm going to be explaining to you exactly how to do that. So what I want you to do is you want to make a timetable on your notes app, and like, if you want to write it on paper and stick it on your wall, be my guest. But the notes app works perfectly fine. And a day before, so a day in advance, you are going to make an exact schedule. I'll show mine on screen, where you have times and everything sorted out. You probably will not be able to follow this, but that doesn't really matter. It's just that you have it and try to follow it as good as you can. That is your ideal, your perfect day. And your purposeful activity, the one that you found, so for me, that's YouTube, for example, you want to work in blocks of 60 to 90 minutes. 90 minutes is the absolute maximum, and I would say 30 minutes is allowed, but try to do 60. And this is deep work. Deep work means that you don't do any of the other bullshit. It's just you and the thing that you need to work on your purposeful activity. So I actually want to show you what I'm working with. Here's a little bit of notes. And this is literally my setup, and there's nothing else here. And I record it with my phone, right? So you do these things and you schedule it out for 60 to 90 minutes every day, and you work on that. Make progress. And as soon as you make progress is when you'll gain momentum. And when you have momentum, you'll find that your previous purposeful activity, which was gaming, has been replaced by something else. And when that happens, you need to implement step 2. And step 2 is the one that I wanted to keep secret, which is don't look back. This is the most, it's not even that difficult, because you should ideally do something that you find purposeful, so it's already fun for you. But you have to trust the process, so you're gonna stick with it. Don't fucking start going back on yourself like, like how much of a pussy can you be if you really cannot work on something that you're passionate about, man? Like, then this channel is probably not for you, and it's not something that you should be following my advice anymore. Stick to it and don't look back. That is step 2. So step 1 was finding another purposeful activity, scheduling out the entire day with as much time as possible doing that activity. And another thing that I forgot to mention real quick was that, like, for the blocks that I scheduled out, so the 60 to 90 minutes, you only have to do that like twice or 3 times a day. When you've done that, you've done more work than like 90% of the entire population on the planet, because that is what deep work does. You could do more in like 3 hours than some people can do in 12 hours. That's the power. And after a while, your purpose will start to fade away, and then you'll find yourself again in the situation that you was previously. So you take the day off, go to the swimming pool, do all of the things, and your brain will start to feed you with new ideas. And then you repeat the exact same cycle again. Find a new purposeful activity, spend your day on it, and don't look back. It will fade away, and you'll do the exact same thing all over again. This is how I was able to quit gaming for 6 months right now, after being severely addicted to them for like a majority of my life. I got my first gaming console, the PS2, when I was 5 years old. And I stopped gaming at the PS4 in October 2022. So keep that in mind. My name is Deenie. I want to help you improve your life one level at a time. If this video was valuable to you, I'd appreciate it if you could leave a subscribe and a like below and tell me in the comments what you thought of this video. Goodbye.